Hey, what's up, you guys? My name is Josh. Welcome back to another video. And yeah, sadly, I don't got the good sunlight like I did yesterday. Now we're kind of back to the whole dark room situation, right? But it is what it is. Also, if you hear my dogs barking really loud, that's because they're both with me right now. So, just thought I'd let you know. So today we're gonna be talking about Playmates toys and their newest Ninja Turtle figures, kind of. And I believe if I'm correct, this was announced today. Where now they're going to be doing more of those weird two packs that they've been coming out with lately. The one where they were basically reusing the sculpt of those classic Ninja Turtle figures from their classics line. And for those of you who don't know what those were, back around 2012 or 2013 or so, Playmates, they try to make an attempt at making adult collectors. And I remember their first few figures was the Four Turtles, Bebop, and Rocksteady. And people thought they were pretty interesting at the time. People kind of liked what they were doing. Now, obviously, there were some issues with them, of course. I mean, they got the sort of hand articulation thing going on. So whenever they try to hold on to weapons, they had a really hard time. So you might as well just make them a statue because if you move them around, they were bound to pretty much drop their weapons. For some reason, they didn't do that with Bebop and Rocksteady. They just pretty much gave them just regular hands. So yeah, you got that kind of going on. And they did make some versions based off of the movies as well. But all in all, it didn't really, like, how do I say this? It didn't kick off, if that sounds right. They were popular at first, but then it kind of died down a little bit because it was just they were pretty average, basically. They weren't really like big, huge figures, of course. And this was, coming from Playmates also. So, quality was quite debatable. Also, yeah, my dogs are starting to bark already because they're hearing noises. Can you be a good girl, please? You know what? Because I got two of my crazy ones here, so I'm sorry about that. But now, time has passed, and Playmates hasn't really been doing so well with their Ninja Turtle figures exactly. It all kind of went down, kind of all fell apart when Rise of TMNT was sort of canceled. I mean, it's not really confirmed as to exactly what happened with the show. It's like it's canceled, but they're still around because of their movie that's supposed to appear on Netflix, if I'm correct. Obviously, it kind of doomed the toy line too. And it was doing quite well. They weren't falling apart or anything like that. Just out of nowhere, it kind of like saying, there's no nice way to say it, but think of it like you're enjoying your day, everything's all good, but then something really bad happens and it kind of changes your life. That's the only thing I could really describe Playmates, because ever since then, they couldn't really find that success with Ninja Turtle toys anymore. And since NECA Toys have been creating figures, based on the old cartoons, the movies, and comic books, they've been killing it with that, obviously, to a pretty huge degree, because now their figures are always so hard to find. They're pretty much scalpers, number one figures to hunt down. So it's pretty hard, to say the least. But that doesn't mean that Playmates lost their license, obviously. They're still doing Ninja Turtle figures, especially with the ones we're going to be talking about today, because long story short, people are basically kind of coming out being like, oh, this company used to be the best, now they suck. And I'm like, okay, well, we gotta kind of understand this, right? They literally got like their baby taken away from them, but technically now their baby's better because NECA Toys is killing it with their Ninja Turtle figures. And even just I believe yesterday, if I'm correct, they actually did announce this 4-pack of the pre-mutations. It's going to be I believe, a Comic-Con exclusive. So sadly, there's no way, but I'm sure it will probably appear in Target stores at some point. Basically, it's Bebop, Rocksteady, Splinter, and Baxter before they got mutated. So it's them as humans, which is pretty cool. I think that's actually really nice, so yeah. What I'm trying to say is that obviously people are gonna want to go for NECA more because Playmates isn't really doing so hot, especially with what they've announced. So their newest project is the TMNT versus Street Fighters 2-packs. Now, don't get me wrong, that sounds really cool, right? Well, not that many people think so. Let's be real here. This obviously got met with a pretty negative reaction pretty quickly because, they don't look astonishingly, obviously. I feel like people are kind of looking at this at just how ridiculous it is now, because this is not the first time they've done this, and I'm going to show you the pictures. I'm just trying to get them to load up. I'm looking at this through News Toy Arc. So this is the, if I could lower the brightness down, I don't know why I never learned that. So that is one of the two packs. They've only announced two. There you got Leo right there. And then you also got, Michelangelo with Chung Li. They announced that. And well, I hope I don't get hate for this, okay? I hope I don't get like a crowd of people calling me an idiot and stuff like that. But I'm gonna be honest with you, looking at them, they're not really as bad as people are saying it is. I could kind of see what they were getting at here. And if I'm being honest with you, I feel like this is sort of kind of an improvement over the last line they had, but not exactly. What I mean by that is the previous one that they did was the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles versus Cobra Kai. That was what they were doing, So obviously that got met with negative reactions, obviously. And even before that, Playmates, they were trying to bring back that whole, the TMNT Classics line by re-releasing their old figures. But they did have two more, which were new, which was Triceraton and Shredder. If I remember at the top of my head, there was Rafael and Triceraton and Donatello with Shredder. And years ago, they actually did wanted to release Shredder and Krang, but that never happened. So now Shredder came out with the Donatello and Shredder 2-pack. And well, obviously, it's not that they were bad, but it's like it's too late. Obviously, the Playmates have pretty much waited too long to release those figures. Triceraton though was completely new. Judging by how he is, he's definitely a completely new figure, because basically Playmates is reusing molds and everything like that. It's kind of the same thing you've seen. So obviously, people don't really like that, and they want to see something new. So that's why they switched over to NECA. But obviously, you can't help but feel bad, because again, it's like Playmates that used to be like their biggest line. That's what kind of made them kick off as a company. So it is kind of sad to see that there's other companies doing better than they are with Turtles, but they still have the license, so they got to pump out at least something, even if they don't agree with it or not. And like I say, after looking at these figures, I mean, and before we move on, yes, they do plan on doing a 2-pack with Rafael and Donatello. I mean, why wouldn't you? So the ones they announced was Ryu versus Leonardo and Chun-Li versus Michelangelo. So obviously, when you look at the figures, so it's reusing the same turtle sculpt. Obviously, we've seen this exact same one so many times in this new line of 2-packs, I guess. And honestly, I kind of like the way he looks. He got like that kind of nasty, dirty look to him. He's all kind of, that's what he has. When I upload the thumbnail later, it'll be a better quality picture, because I'm really trying my best to show you. But I know that it doesn't look too good. But so obviously, yeah, when you look at them, they don't scream, "Oh, wow, that's incredible!" Nah, they do kind of scream like, "Oh, they're pretty cool," But obviously, there's just something off about them. Now, one of the things too is that people are complaining that the turtles are too huge. And it's like, I don't know. To me personally, it's 50-50. I mean, when you think of the mutant, of course, they're going to be, you think of it like ginormous, So I don't know. The scaling, I'm a little bit mixed on that, because obviously, if you look at the human characters, they look pretty average size. They don't look tall. Obviously, they look kind of, So that was kind of one thing. But if we look at Ryu and Chung Li, admittedly, they don't look bad. They don't look terrible. Exactly. They don't look like bootlegs per se, because I've seen some people say that that's what they kind of look like. So I zoomed in on Ryu right there, and look, I don't know like deep into the lore of Ryu. I know who he is, but I don't know exactly like a full-on backstory. You know what I mean? I always wanted to play Street Fighter, but it's like I never really know where to start. And if we look at the Chun-Li figure too, I don't know. Admittedly, I don't really see anything wrong with them. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. If I'm being honest with you, I really, really don't know. I definitely need more opinions on these, because they don't look terrible per se. They don't look bad. You can at least tell that some effort was went into them. I mean, when you compare it to the last one, I mean, with Cobra Kai, they were just straight up, even the human characters too, like Daniel and all that, they were just reusing the same sculpt, but slightly different, if that makes sense. You know? I don't know. To me, it's slightly improving. Not that much, but it is what it is, I guess. I don't know. It's just my opinion. I just thought I'd talk about it because I thought it was interesting. I saw them and I'm like, they're not the worst thing in the world. I don't know. I mean, they don't look. I mean, look at this Michelangelo. Look how kind of he'll call scratches and all that though. I mean, yeah, it is reusing the same body and all that, but at least they're kind of trying. And the head sculpt looks new. And you know what? Let me see. Actually, yeah, I think that might be a new head sculpt because I'm looking at the Michelangelo figure I have from the Cobra Kai 2-pack, and I'm like, no, I think I could kind of see what they were doing here. So just as another look, I guess. I mean, it doesn't look bad. I don't know. Honestly, I'm just trying to save my own ass here because I know people are going to criticize me as hell for liking these figures. But I don't know. I can't really see myself to hate these though. I don't know. As much as the internet is, I don't know. I can't really. I could understand the Cobra Kai line being lackluster. They're not bad figures either, but it's like you're not really getting much variety. But in here, you definitely are. And mind you, they've only revealed two new figures. So the next ones is going to be I'm gonna butcher this name wrong. Guli or Julie versus Rafael. Please don't hate me for mispronouncing that. Okay, and Ken Masters versus Donatello. So who knows how that will look? We can only wait to see. Will it be good? Will it be bad? Let's be honest. The internet is gonna say that it's gonna be bad anyway. So maybe this whole video is all for nothing. But I don't know. What do you guys think? What's your opinions though? Do you think these new turtle figures look as bad as people say they are? Do you think they're meh? Do you think they're pretty cool? Do you want to buy them? I mean, they cost like, I mean, I'm gonna assume it's gonna be like $39.99, because that's how much the other 2-packs were. So I don't know. It's really up to you. Only you guys can really think about, like what we can really, I don't know what conclusion you want to draw down to. I mean, these are making money. Let's be honest here. They must be making a lot of money doing these because if these were not selling well, they would not be making these. So someone's buying them. So I'm just saying, who knows? Let's see what else they might do. Obviously, I get it. It does sound like a pretty big cash grab. But at least I don't know. At least it's not like pure shit. It's not like putrid green nasty diarrhea, okay? It's not like it's the worst toys ever made. It's not like honestly, yeah, I'm just gonna say it right now. These are not the worst Ninja Turtles figures I've ever seen. No, I've definitely seen much worse, in my opinion, but so again, because this is kind of new, actually, now that I'm looking at it, so yes, this was announced today, and this was announced at 7:42 a.m. in the morning. Okay, all right, it's fine, I guess. So yeah, I like the comments though. Due to Street Fighters, I'm down for the set. Okay. The turtles look a little ridiculous with such heavy paint on the torso and the head than basically bare limbs. I mean, well, I don't know. I mean, I guess you could kind of see it in the paint. So basically, Street Fighters X Tournament Fighters. Yes, I will take all four, please. I mean, that's kind of how I feel too, if I'm being honest with you. I got that kind of weird mentality. Let these molds die, playmates, please. That's kind of funny. Yeah, I'm just looking at the comments. I'm not gonna read all of them exactly because it's a lot, but I'm just gonna end it here. So I guess that's about it. Also, it's the pen from my phone. In case you're wondering what that was. So what's going to be happening next? Well, I'm starting to prepare for the toy reviews coming soon, maybe this week, next week. I don't know. It's a surprise, okay? I want to make it a good surprise, right? What's it going to be? Well, mostly Ultraman, but it's going to be other stuff too. So just hang tight, right? So if the end, right? If you like what you saw, leave a like and subscribe. Dislike if you dislike it. If you're not subscribed, subscribe today. And yeah, that's about it. So I'll see you guys in the next video. So peace.